I was working in a hospital in Aleppo, just the outskirts of Aleppo, in a place called Atarib. And it was a relatively quiet day that day. And in medicine, you're not really supposed to say the Q word, because if you say it, it's not going to be quiet. That's just the unwritten rule. And lo and behold, that day, I think it was one of the worst days of my life clinically. It was something I just could not believe that I was witnessing. We had been aware of something flying overhead. So it was a Syrian aircraft, a Syrian pilot. And we kept having to evacuate the hospital that day, thinking it was coming for us. And in my head, I remember thinking, if it's a chemical attack, it's going to affect all of us. It's going to affect my patient. It probably already has. And it will affect me. Suddenly, the noise level started to go up, and I heard a siren, and people started to be brought into the hospital. And I remember the people were actually children. And the first child that I was called to see was a baby that was covered in scalds. And when it was me and the baby, it was just me, the baby, and a few others in the emergency room, I turned round, it was packed. It was packed with children who were burned with the most horrific burns. A bomb that day, that plane was not targeting the hospital, it was targeting the school next door. So it literally just 15 minutes away, it had dropped a thermal bomb, a Soviet-made thermal bomb with jellied fuel so that it sticks to the surface and burns more. That's what had hit that school. And we had about 28 children who were brought in to our little ED. And I remember this young boy, he was just standing there. He was covered in sort of a dust thing from the debris of the bomb. And he had the most horrendous head wound, like the whole skull was exposed. And he was just standing there in shock and presenting himself to me. I'm used to working in a resus where, you know, if he'd walked in to our ED, everything would stop. We'd be, right on him. But it was him, and it was the other one, and it was another one, and it was another one. And you know, there were just a few of us as medics, and we also had very limited equipment and medication. We didn't have, you know, everything that we would need.